Hello, Merhaba. My name is Vladimir Ivanov. I'm from Kiev, coordinator of GDG Kiev Center. Excuse me, my English. This is my first presentation by English in abroad. That's why. Sorry. So, Android is capturing the world, and sometimes it seems to us the green robot is just a gift from space. But let us remind that all robots are made by people. So this time we will talk not about technologies, but about those who create them. So 10 plus 1 Androiders. You'll ask me, why 10 plus 1? 10 plus 1, but not just top 10. We'll get to know it later. Okay, 10 plus 1, Androiders. Next. Whom you should know by face, but you'll ask again. Why? Because there won't be Android without these people, probably. At least it will be absolutely different for sure. But we are geeks, technicians, developers. Why should we know about people? Because Android is a global project. Android development is a global business. Android is a special case in Google, and networking is a special tool for modern global business. So it will, if we really wish to successful at this global business, we should know these people by face. Let's start. Andy Rubin. First of all, of course, Rubin, the father of Android. It was him who showed Larry and Sergey his plans in 2005 and made them sure that this crazy project will capture the world. Okay, the episode of this biography. Carl Zeiss, Apple, MSN TV, Microsoft, 2003, 2005 Android, since 2005 till nowadays Google. By the way, pay attention that 1986 Rubin started at Carl Zeiss, and it is a global expert at optic manufacturers. So in 2003, Android was creating like software for photo cameras. Andy always liked robots. Andy always liked to work with his own hands till 2008 Android.com was his personal site, and many Googlers say that even name Android is connected the name Andy. Andy also he told that to stay one job more than 5 years is incorrect. Anyway, thanks to Rubin Android that was bought by Google in 2005, always stayed in a special case within this corporation. This is why we say Andy Rubin, but that will be better if you help me to change it. When I change here, it's a synchronization. So, this is why we say. Okay. that's why we say Andy Rubin, but next. Really Rubin? Yes, it was till 30th of March 2013. But now is not. Now, you know, Sundar Pichai. Yes, Sundar Pichai is a completely other type of person. He was born in India, studied in India and the United States, worked at Google, and just only at Google. Yes, it was Sundar who made Google Chrome the browser #1 all over the world. Pichai's career is straight like an arrow. Sundar and Google are synonymous. Yes, Sundar could promote and develop Android not less effective than he promotes Chrome. But of course, while Sundar, Android won't be special case anymore. And you know that I think that it's good. I think. Okay. Those whom we just have discussed are big boys of Android who can make their own solution as for the way of development of our green robot. Yes, we can say they are very easy accessible to communicate. You just need to know these guys, just know. But there are such people in Android team who are more accessible for developers community. I will start from Matias Duarte. Duarte, by the way, he is Chilean according to his origin. At the moment, his title sounds as User Experience Director Android OS. What can we say? He came from Palm, started at Android with the Honeycomb version. But what is really matters? Matias managed to prove these geeks, yes, I am talking about Google and its bosses, that design is really important. It was quite a challenge. But now we can see that starting from Jelly Bean, Android becomes really all-sufficient and convenient user product. In general, we can say that Android design started with Matias. I respect Matias a lot and love his team, or it. Matias is a genius of design and brilliant evangelist. You can compose great book from his quotations, but most of all inspired by his phrase. Android now is about third of the way to where I want to be. Just think over, third. Jelly Bean was only third of his plans. Unbelievable. I am waiting for the next. As a conclusion, I may say that Matias is accessible and at different conferences and also at his page at Google+. And now absolutely different guy. Steve Lee. Oh, it is miracle for IT name, Steve. Please name IT stars with name Steve. Who know? First. Wozniak, Ballmer, Sinovsky, and it is far from the end. But who say Jobs? 1 point for you. And a piece of advice. If you wish your son to be successful in IT, you know which name to give him. Next. So Steve Lee joins Google X. Yes, Steve Lee is really a hard nut to crack. Google X is Google Special Forces, if you know. And Steve is a person in IT. There are some details for his portrait. Number 20 in the list of the most creative people in USA 2012. Extreme sportsman, angel investor for highlights, Blyme stylist, food spotting, Edku Groupon, Yard Baker Fox, and Green Patch, play down Disney, is investor of Disney. And most important thing for you, it is that guy who will provide you a lot of work this year and the next year too. A little of private. This year I made sure once more that Steve is remaining absolutely communicative guy at different IT events and also on his info spaces. Dan Galpin, who know Dan Galpin, is a famous person in game dev. 20 years in business, experienced developer, key figure in Android game dev. It is a guy you can refer to, and you can hardly do without him. The most important thing is that Galpin really can be helpful. By the way, a part of all this, he is a great opera fan. And who is this guy in a white coat? Who knows? Yeah, 1 point for you. Reto Mayer, Australian developer and Alpha and Omega, beginning and the end. He is the author of the most important Android developers book, Professional Android Application Development. One can say Reto is very talkative, but you should keep in mind that he'll answer all your questions. A little of private once again. And finally, Roman Nurik. Wow, he was born in the Black Sea seashore at Odessa. He is my fellow countryman. And also, almost you as well, too. Okay, he was my fellow countryman just his first 4 years of life before was taken to America by his parents. Roman is a great guy, brilliant and open-minded professional. He is a great at work with his own hands, with writer's talent and with his speaker's talent, designer UI, user interface of Android, active and popular TV guide of YouTube show Android developers. Who know who look Android developers? Wow. Only two guys have a good point for this. 3. Yeah. Congratulations. Pay attention. Exactly this show is the main source of weekly. Pay attention. Exactly this show is the main source of weekly information for modern developer. Please keep also your eye on the fact that Nurik is the author of official mobile application for iOS 11, iOS 12, and also iOS 13. And of course, a picture to remember. Please make a note. Roman is absolutely accessible, either at the conferences or at the Google Plus or on Twitter. And this is your colleague from Kazakhstan, Yermek Zhumagulov. He is the author of Chrestomatic and Classical Android 2 Plus application Dialer 1. This is famous application. Attention, it is one of the most functional applications for Android OS. Maybe such hyperfunctionality is too much for Android 4 Plus, but we had an agreement, classics and classics creators should be known by face. So, Yermek, Jumagulov. You can always write Ermek. He will answer compulsory. Yes, Kazakhstan is rather far, but Yermek participated in different online meetings many times. For instance, he took part in meeting with our Kyiv group. And this is really my fellow countryman. He is a winner of a lot of hackathons, one of the best developers and one of the deepest speakers of Ukraine, a person who can tell about difficult issues in a simple way. Kiever Roman Mazur. Excellent. He is a participant of ADD 13. He is here with us at Ankara, so catch the moment and ask him just now. And who can give you a piece of advice here in Turkey? There are such people. You know them, we know them, they are, of course, Ahmet August Mermerkaya. Ahmet is the right side, if you know. Software developer, Ankara, Turkey. Android enthusiast, writer of Merhaba Android, one of the first book about Android programming in Turkish. Founder and inspirator of Ankara GDG. I can add that Ahmet is a great propagandist of Turkish IT community in your country as well as abroad. In my humble opinion, he is one of the best communicators of global GDG community in general. And Murat Yener, of course. He is one of the leading first organizers in Turkey who aims for the mobile development scene. And he does the work very well. Some small addition that Murat is the only person whom I know who took part in 5 Google I.O. A month ago at I.O. 13, I was very glad to meet Murat once more. And your Turkish developers have much more of such possibilities, of course. Yes, it is our top 10. You'll remember someone by face. You address someone via internet. You get acquainted with someone personally. Appreciate these people, address to them, and you'll get a lot of new and interesting information about favorite green robot for sure. Otherwise, why are we here? It seemed like the end. Oh yes, we almost forgot about bonus. We were talking about 10 plus 1. So, who is he? Plus 1 in our 10. Who? Thank you, but no point. Okay, let it be a small contest. Let's try to guess and start from, from name. What miracle IT name was this discussed at the very beginning? Who remembers this? Help us, please. 1 point. Oh yeah, of course this name is Steve. Now we need a little bit more. Surname. Okay, this is difficult, won't be torture you anymore. This is, tadam, let's meet Steve Kondik. Cyanogen Mod, founder and developer. Yeah, you must guess why Steve Kondik is our bonus. Not the first, not the 10th, not or 11th, but plus 1. You know why. Steve became a bonus of our presentation because everybody who was already discussed is playing within the operation system, but Cyanogen Mod project was created to break these limits. I personally don't use custom firmware, but I like the hacker approach to Android of such people like Kondik. I am glad that this respect is shared by vendors of Android devices. For instance, Samsung hired Steve, of course the magic of the name. But Samsung also started to the new models of their telephones among other developers of Cyanogen mod for free. And Sony declared that the firmware developed by enthusiasts are complete members of Android ecosystem. You know, I agree with it. So, conclusion. Yes, all people named here are different levels of Android ecosystem. You should know about some of them. With others, you may and can make friends. They are the key points of communication in system. And I have great news for you. We did a half of a task together. Now you know these people, and now they are yours, 10 plus 1 possibilities. Address them. And now, if you have some time, your questions. Thank you. No questions? So, this is for GDG Ankara. Yes, Emil? Thank you, Yasmin. And thank you, guys.